morning. Today is day 79. Stayed at the Darlington shelter last night. Got there a little before 8 because I took a lot of breaks on the hike up. Because I didn't really feel like hiking. And it rained like kind of on and off in the afternoon yesterday. Not really. Didn't really get anything too wet. And it's just super humid. And it was pretty hot too when I was hiking, so everything I had was just kind of like gross and damp, and I don't know. It was like everything in my tent was sticky. But it rained some last night too, which was when it was supposed to rain, but it didn't really accumulate anything. My tent was dry this morning, which was really nice. Today I'm heading into Duncannon, which I think is about 11 miles from this shelter. And then the plan is to then go another about 11 after that. But I'm gonna try to spend some time in Duncannon. I need to get a resupply and possibly do laundry in the shower. I'm not really sure because it's supposed to be hot the next couple days anyway, so it's like I'm already gonna get gross, but I just feel disgusting. And so if the facilities look nice and if I'm gonna sit there that long, I might as well do some. So I'll see. I got a late-ish start out of camp this morning. It was like 8:15 when I left. I was super tired last night, and so I let myself like sleep in this morning and kind of get up and go. And I think every single person that was in the shelter when I arrived last night was already gone this morning, except for there was one new tent who I know who that was. I thought they were already there last night and they were in the shelter, but I didn't like pop my head in because it was almost dark. But I guess they were actually not there yet. So I don't know. About 7.5 miles from town now, so I'm making pretty good time. There was this awful section of trail back there. I wanted to film it, but I also didn't want to stop. I just wanted to get through it. It was like through this like farm field, like farm pasture. I don't even know, but it was all this super tall grass and it was like all overgrown over the trail. And you're just like running through it, and all the grass and stuff was touching my legs, and there's a bunch of bugs. And then I literally haven't seen anyone on the trail all day except for in that section. There's people out like trail running and day hiking. I'm like, why would you, if you're gonna choose this section to day hike, why would you do that? It's really confusing me. But yeah, I like this part of the trail because it is very open and the little plants aren't touching my legs. So there's a really high chance of rain tonight. So I am planning on getting to a shelter, but I'm not going to stay in the shelter because there's comments about snakes living in that shelter, like recent comments, like literally yesterday they commented this. So and it's like not just one, it's like multiple big black snakes, which probably means there's no mice, but I'd almost rather have a mouse in my sleeping bag than a snake near me. So I'm gonna set up my tent. So that means if I don't make it all the way up there, it is okay because I'm gonna be in my tent anyway. Yeah, there's like a million of these little millipede worm things everywhere. Like everywhere you step, they're on the ground and the trees. They're like against everything. These are the reason I sleep with my backpack in my tent now too, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and they're all over your stuff that's in the vestibule. So now I put like literally everything in my tent with me at night. It was so gross. Sitting here on the edge of this like little rock thing, eating, well, I was going to eat my tortillas, the rest of them in my goober, and my tortillas just blew off the cliff. And I can see one down there, but I don't think I'm gonna get to them without hurting myself. So I'm just gonna leave my tortillas down there. It's so sad. I'll just eat the rest of my goober. It's in this glass jar that I've literally been carrying since Harper's Ferry, and I eat a bunch of it every day. I feel so fancy with the glass jar, but it's so sad about my tortillas. The news is I can buy more tortillas in town. And the wrapper didn't go down there, so it's not like I was littering. I mean, the tortillas, I guess, will like get eaten or degrade or something. It's like maybe I could go down there, but I don't really want to hurt myself, and they're like kind of everywhere. I made it down the rocks and I'm down the road walk into Duncannon. The rocks are like really annoying, and it was all like kind of steep downhill, and I kept like rolling my ankle. So yeah, if the rocks continue like that or get worse, I think I'm gonna be in the same boat as everyone else. I don't like Pennsylvania, but we shall see. Maybe they're not as bad as everyone says, but I doubt it. I'm stuck here at the train because the train is blocking the trail and you can't really get around it because it's like a narrow little pathway, and the guys are here so we can't go between the cars. And sometimes it moves, but it doesn't move very far, so we've just been stuck here. So I'm gonna go sit in the shade because I've already been here for like a good 20 minutes. And this is just gonna make me, I'm definitely gonna be night hiking now because, well, this happened, so yeah. I'm now sitting here underneath the overpass, kind of by the river, and the train's over there because the train is still on the tracks and I just don't want to get sunburned sitting out there in the sun, so now I'm sitting over here in the shade. Train is finally moving, so I'm heading over here. I don't know how long it is, but I'm hoping I can get across here pretty soon. Hiking again, the train finally passed and I climbed up after the train tracks. But basically in Duncannon, I walked in, went to the 7-Eleven that was on the trail on the way in, got myself a Slurpee because I was so thirsty coming in, and some bananas that were 3 for $1, so I got those. And then went to the place that's called Kind of Outdoorsy, which they have like a hostel in the back of it, and it's kind of just like random food in the front. It wasn't even really a real hiker resupply. It was just kind of like whatever clearance food they buy somewhere else, they like resell it there. I don't know, it was really odd, but I was able to get enough food for the rest of today, tomorrow, and then for the day that I'm getting picked up as well. So that was good. And then you can also like pay for showers and right next to the laundromat. I ended up not doing that because I really just wanted to sit down, and the shower looked kind of gross anyway. It's been like a week since I've showered and it's been pretty hot, so I am very gross. I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm gonna have my own private hotel room. 2 days, I can make it. So that's what I'm doing, especially because I had to hike out now, so it's like I'm already gross again. Yeah, then I hiked out of town, stopped at the post office because they had a really good hiker box there. So I got some like granola bar and some candy from that. And then sat around the train tracks forever. And then finally got across. Now I'm hiking. I think I have about 9 miles to the shelter, and it's already almost 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's 4:45. I still have 9 miles to go. So I'm gonna be night hiking tonight unless I stop early. I'm just gonna see how I feel and what the train's like. I'm here at the first shelter out of town, filtering some water and eating a Pop-Tart. And I have about 7 miles to the next shelter. I'm gonna be night hiking there, so I just wanna like sit, get my break in, and just kind of make a push to the shelter. And so yeah. I'm not real excited about night hiking on these rocks and the bugs too. When you have your headlamp on, they all come flying in your face. But I really want to get there. But if I find a good campsite and I'm ready to stop, maybe I'll just stop. So I stopped early. I'm like 4 miles south of the shelter because I didn't really feel like hiking anymore. My feet kind of hurt and I have blisters, and I don't really think there's good tent sites at the shelter, and I didn't want to stay in the shelter because there's snakes living in it. So I found this tent site just like on the side of the trail. It has a lot of leaves. I don't really think people really stay at it. It's just a big leafy patch, but it works for me. So I'm up here, stopped a little before 8 o'clock. And I'm cold soaking some mashed potatoes because I don't feel like lighting up my stove. And I'm almost out of fuel anyway. And I forgot to buy some in town, so I'm trying to save it for another time. But yeah, I'm just going to chill here, have a good evening, get an early start tomorrow, and do a bigger day tomorrow than I was originally planning. And it's all going to work out.